Let's face it, it's not easy to plan the perfect Disney World trip nowadays. Between choosing where to stay, securing your dining reservations, navigating the crowds, and keeping up with the ever-changing technology. Luckily, there's a way to take on the parks like an expert, even if it's your first time. Based on our years of experience, we put together our list of the top 27 Disney World tips and tricks you need to know to stay one step ahead of everyone else in the parks. So let's dive in. Welcome aboard. I'm Don B from Eat, Sleep, Disney, where we go from rope drop to close to make sure your next Disney vacation is unforgettable. So if you have any questions at all about planning a Disney trip, please leave them in the comment section below and we'll be happy to answer them. Walt Disney World is a massive resort with 4 theme parks, 2 water parks, and Disney Springs, plus more. So to make sure you experience everything it has to offer and not feeling rushed, you should plan for a 4 to 7 day trip. This will give you enough time to visit all the parks, ride your favorite attractions a few extra times, and catch all the daily and nighttime entertainment. For a truly relaxing vacation, we also recommend planning a resort day or 2 where you can skip the parks and enjoy all that your hotel has to offer. It's tempting to try and fit in as many attractions and activities as possible each day, but you want to avoid over-planning every minute of your trip. It's important to take breaks, relax, and enjoy the experience. Make sure to schedule some downtime, whether it's a midday nap or a leisurely meal, to avoid burnout. If you're a first-timer or simply overwhelmed by the planning process, consider having a travel agent help you plan your trip. They can help you navigate all the Disney ticket options, hotel reservations, and dining reservations. Plus, they can provide insider tips and tricks to make your trip as magical as possible, and it won't cost you a dime. Now, Heidi and I are not travel agents, and that's why we've partnered with Mouse Fan Travel. They are the trusted travel partner of Eat Sleep Disney and Eat Sleep Cruise. If you're looking for a little additional help, you will find our exclusive link in the description down below that will take you to their latest deals and promotions. Even if you decide not to use a Disney vacation planner, before you buy your tickets directly through Disney, check with your local Costco's, Sam's Club, Target, or other stores in your area that sell discounted tickets. You may be able to save a significant amount of money by purchasing your tickets this way. And even if they don't have ticket discounts, you may be able to save on Disney gift cards that can be used to purchase your tickets, pay for your hotel, or buy souvenirs and food. Souvenirs at Disney can be expensive, so consider buying them before your trip. You can find Disney merchandise at many stores, including Target and Walmart, and online retailers like Amazon and the Disney Store, of course. Pack the souvenirs away in your suitcase and bring them out to surprise your kiddos when you get to Disney. We always recommend staying at a Disney World Resort hotel because of all the benefits. And the most important benefit, especially for first-timers, is early theme park entry. This exclusive hotel guest perk allows you to enter any of the 4 theme parks 30 minutes before they officially open in the morning. This means that you'll have first dibs on the most popular rides in the park, so plan ahead. Tackling the rides that usually have the longest lines early in the day can save you a lot of time. Now on the flip side, many guests start leaving the parks before they officially close. So the last hour or so can be a great time to get in line for popular attractions with shorter wait times. Keep in mind that Disney doesn't close the attraction lines until the park officially closes, so you can hop in line even if it's 1 minute before closing. This also means you'll be one of the last guests to exit a park, which can be a unique experience. One of the best ways to save time and avoid long lines is by utilizing single rider lines. These lines are often much shorter than the regular lines and are a greater option if you don't mind splitting up your group. Some of the rides that offer single rider lines include Test Track, Expedition Everest, and Rock and Roller Coaster. A full meal at Disney World is going to cost at least $10, and honestly in most cases a lot more. But there's an easy way to save on dining that most people don't think about. Disney has some of the best food, but even better snacks. And some of them are huge. So instead of opting for chicken nuggets and fries that can cost you $15, grab a Mickey pretzel for almost half the price. You can also order from the kids menu at quick service locations. Regardless of your age, You may also want to consider splitting meals, whether it's through a quick service restaurant or a table service restaurant. And if your kids are picky eaters, don't forget that you can bring food into the parks. Disney does have security and they will check your bags, but they do allow you to bring food and drink into the parks. Well, at least non-alcoholic drinks. So feel free to bring some fishies for the kids, some breakfast bars for those early morning rope drops, granola, or other snacks with you. Just keep in mind, we're not fans of renting lockers, so whatever food and drinks you bring with you, just make sure they fit in your bag and you don't mind bringing them on the attractions with you. Staying hydrated is important, especially in the Florida heat. Luckily, you don't have to spend $3.50 or more on bottled water at Disney World. You can get free cups of water at any quick service restaurant or a snack stand that serves fountain drinks. Just ask a cast member for a cup of water and they'll be happy to provide it. We often recommend going one step further and bringing refillable water bottles for your entire family. While you can get cups of water at quick service restaurants, Disney has begun installing water refill stations throughout the parks, sometimes even in ride queues. So if you have a thermos, you can quickly refill while waiting in line or walking around and not have to waste time going into a restaurant. Like many, we love the food at Disney World. The name of our channel is Eat, Sleep, Disney after all. But we don't like waiting around for our food. That's why we always recommend using a mobile order to save time at quick service restaurants. Nearly every quick service restaurant in Disney World uses mobile ordering through the My Disney Experience app. All you have to do is download the app, find the restaurant, select the pickup time, and place your order. Once your pickup window starts, your food will be ready and waiting for you so you don't have to stand in the long lines to order. In fact, you can even mobile order hours in advance. So by mid-morning, we usually already have our mobile order ready for lunch, or if we're eating quick service for dinner, we usually mobile order midday. That way we get our desired dining time. Even if you travel during off-peak times, there will still be lines in Walt Disney World. It's not just long lines for rides that you have to worry about. There's also lines to park, to get into the park, to order food, and even buy merchandise in the retail stores. In these instances, there's usually more than one line that you have to choose from. Instead of heading to the first line you see, take a look at the other lines. There are usually some lines at the opposite end of where the traffic enters that are super short. If you are driving to the parks, it's easy to forget where you parked your car, especially if you're visiting multiple parks in one day. To avoid this, Disney has added a car locator feature to the My Disney Experience app. Just click the three bars at the bottom right of the app and scroll down to find the feature and save your vehicle location. This will save you time and frustration when it's time to leave. Disney offers free transportation to all guests staying at a Disney Resort hotel. This includes buses, boats, monorails, and the new Skyliner gondola system. Using Disney's transportation can save you money on parking fees and the hassle of driving in heavy traffic. Genie Plus is a paid service that allows you to skip the line for certain attractions. While it comes at an additional cost, it may be worth it if you're visiting during a peak season and want to avoid long lines. There's a lot that you can't plan for during a Disney World trip. For example, the weather can be unpredictable in Central Florida. Or you might find that a ride you want to go on is unexpectedly closed for maintenance. So you need to be flexible. Make sure to pack rain gear even if the forecast is clear. And if you're traveling during the winter, it might be a good idea to throw an extra layer in your bag just in case it gets colder than you expected. And have some backup attractions and things you want to do in case some of your preferred attractions are not available. If you're watching the fireworks at Magic Kingdom, the best place to view them is from Main Street, USA. Since the show involves special projection effects all the way down the street that you'll miss if you stand too close to the castle. And for Epcot's show, try watching from the bridge between the UK and France Pavilion for the best view. While most attractions in Disney World have regular standby lines that you can enter at any point during the day, currently there are a few exceptions. Tron Light Cycle Run in Magic Kingdom and Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind in Epcot. Both of these attractions have a virtual queue that requires you to reserve your spot in line through the My Disney Experience app in advance. The virtual queue only opens up twice a day, at 7 a.m. and 1 p.m., and they can fill up fast. Be sure to set your alarm early so that you have the best chance at riding these popular new attractions. If you're planning on dining at any of the table service restaurants in Disney World, and we highly recommend that you do, it's important to make reservations as early as possible. Reservations can be made up to 60 days in advance, and some of the most popular restaurants fill up quickly. To make sure you don't miss your reservation window, set a calendar reminder for the day your window opens. Even if you don't manage to secure a reservation at the restaurants you want to eat at during your initial booking window, don't give up hope. People cancel reservations all the time, so keep checking for availability. You might be surprised to find a reservation at your desired restaurant a few days before your trip, or even on the day you visit. It is true that staying at a Disney World Resort hotel has its perks, such as early access to dining reservations and complimentary transportation to the parks. But it may not always be the best option for your budget. Consider staying off property at a nearby hotel or vacation rental to save some money. Be sure to check in advance to see if they offer complimentary transportation to the parks or any other Disney hotel guest perks, as several off-site properties do. If they don't, just make sure the budget for a rental car or transportation costs to and from the parks to see if it's really a good value. If you do decide to stay on property, choosing a hotel closest to the parks you plan to frequent can save you time and energy. For example, if you plan to spend most of the time at Magic Kingdom, consider staying at Disney's Contemporary Resort or Disney's Polynesian Village Resort, both of which are just a short walk or monorail ride away from the park. Or if you plan on frequenting Epcot or Hollywood Studios, check out Disney's Boardwalk Inn and Disney's Yacht and Beach Club, which are all within walking distance of both parks. Regardless, it's always important to consider what transportation options are available at the hotel you choose, as some offer more convenience than others. Depending on where you stay, you might be able to get to the parks by bus, boat, monorail, or the Disney Skyliner. The more options you have from your hotel, the better. And even if you're not staying at a Disney World resort, you can still use the Disney-provided transportation for park hopping, or if you want to visit one of the resorts, say you have dining reservations at a restaurant at a hotel, or you want to visit Disney Springs. All guests can use the Disney transportation to access several parts of the resort. During peak times, such as holidays and weekends, transportation wait times can be longer than usual. To avoid long lines, plan to arrive at the parks early in the morning or later in the evening when crowds are lighter. If you're staying at a Disney World Resort hotel, you can also use the My Disney Experience app to check wait times for your transportation and plan accordingly. Now, as we've already mentioned, there are several transportation options when visiting Disney World. However, know your transportation options from certain hotels or certain theme parks. Each park has its own transportation options, so it's important to know which one to use. For example, Magic Kingdom can be accessed by monorail, ferry, or bus, while Disney's Hollywood Studios can only be accessed by bus, the Friendship boats, or the new Disney Skyliner. Check the park map or ask cast members for the best transportation option for your destination. Disney often offers discounts on hotel rooms and park tickets, especially during the off-season. Check the official Disney website and other travel websites regularly to see if there are any deals available for your travel dates. And if you already have a vacation booked, when a new deal rolls out during the time you're visiting, contact Disney and see if they can add the discounts to your reservation. If not, you can always cancel and rebook with the discount. Just note that the same hotel may not be available, so check in advance. Now that you're armed and ready with our insider tips to visit Disney World, we're bet you're ready to plan your trip. But before you do, you need to check out our video right here on YouTube of the 22 Disney World mistakes that first-timers often make. In that video, we walk you through some of the big blunders first-time visitors to Disney World often make and easy ways to avoid them. That way, you're one step ahead of everyone else in the parks, and your Disney vacation is truly unforgettable.